This is the Nissan Patrol 30ZD engine, and I think I have about 310k on the clock. And lately I've been having some issues with cold starts in the morning, so suggesting it might be the glow plug. So I'm just letting it run for a bit, so it's definitely hot, and I already sprayed them with lubricant yesterday. So once it's hot, then we can get started and actually replacing those glow plugs. So I went for the ones from Bosch. They are so just 5 simple screws to undo the cover, and then the cover just comes right off. Be about warm. Next we're going to take off the intercooler, so we'll loosen this connection, and then 4 bolts, this one, one at the back, this one, I'll show you more from here. So it's this one, and then you can see that one, this one, and then another one here. So those bolts are now free, so this is loose, and then now we're going to disconnect this hose and this hose so the intercooler can come off. And then as you can see, the intercooler will just slide off. Careful, because it might be hot depending on how long you ran the engine. Okay, then we start to see the rail from the glow plugs. There's just one more thing here, which is the intake manifold, I guess. That's still in our way, so we'll also have to push that one back a bit. Yeah, that's the part where you have the recirculation of your exhaust gases back into the engine, so that's gonna get... So, as you can see, I loosened this intake manifold. One thing to be careful of is there's a gasket connecting those two things, so I always keep the top screw in, so I can first take this, basically. This is the gasket, so please don't lose that. And I also took off this connecting bit of the pipe, so I can just move it over without taking the whole part out. So basically this pipe, I took it out extra, then it's a bit easier for it to connect. Alright, so this is now the rail for the spark plug, so if I can finally get started on that. So basically the glow plugs are these little bolts on top, so basically connected to the rail to conduct the electricity. Maybe that needs a bit of a clean as well, you see quite some rust there. And then essentially you end up with your 4 glow plugs. So just want to show you the difference between an old one that just came out and the new one. So you clearly see these were completely worn out on the tip here, so I actually don't know where that part went. I hope it's completely burned, because yeah, feels like they were way overdue. The other thing I just want to show you is you'll see these seals surrounding the glow plugs. These basically twist and turn, so you'll have to turn them, like just unscrew them like you would do with a light bulb. If you turn them 2 or 3 times, they will just pop out, and then you can actually access the glow plugs themselves. And then for the glow plugs, you'll have to buy one of these, which is basically an extended wrench. For me it's I think a 12mm, but yeah, you need some depth to actually get in there. So all the 4 new glow plugs are in, also cleaned up a bit here because it was quite messy. So now we're just gonna reinstall the rail, the bolts, the positive terminal, and then do the full assembly again. And these are then the 4 old ones. I might clean this rail a bit before. So the bar, or the connection rail, has been back in place. Here the connection to the battery is there. So now we can just reassemble the thing. I might clean it a bit as well before. So the new plugs are in. Let's give it a try. That's how it should be. I think by now it was cold.